Nino Brown Boxing, and I'm back in the building. Shout out to the LDBC. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. All right, guys. So I read an article. Apparently, it came out yesterday. Unless it came out yesterday after I read a number of articles, and it's regarding a purse bid for Devin Haney versus Javier Fortuna. Now, it's very funny because I made a video about this fight happening in 2020 a few days ago, but I didn't think the turnaround for it would be this fast. So according to the article, the plans are for the purse bid for this fight to take place December 13th. Now, I just find all of this extremely funny because, one, it's like Devin Haney just got elevated from interim to WBC champion, and he just had his first title defense this past Saturday on the KSI Logan Paul undercard. Now, we're talking early November. So yeah, it's not even what? So today is officially November 13th. This article came out yesterday, November 12th. So a month from today, the purse bid will be ordered, and it'll be like a month and a couple of days from his first title defense. Now, like I said, I find this to be extremely funny. Matter of fact, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know, I'm getting my timelines mixed up because the whole Vasily Lomachenko franchise belt, I'm trying to figure out if this is Devin Haney's first title defense or was that his previous fight. I don't know exactly when Lomachenko was elevated, but that's not a hidden nor there. Either way it goes, first title defense, second title defense. This is one of the quickest mandatories being ordered turnaround I've seen in a long ass time. Considering that Devin Haney was just elevated to a full champion and he just had a title defense this past Saturday, and now he's scheduled to have a purse bid December 13th. But now after that, this fight with Javier Fortuna, I feel like it will be a great fight for Devin Haney. When it comes to the overall matchup, the stats, the size, Devin Haney definitely has the advantage of being a 5'9" guy, and Javier Fortuna being 5'6.5". Now, Javier Fortuna, he's definitely a seasoned vet, becoming a pro 2009, and at this point, having about 34 total fights, something like that. I've seen Javier Fortuna in there with a number of guys. He's extremely crafty, and somewhat of a dirty fighter. I mean, some people would look at him as one of the dirtiest fighters out there. Not necessarily my opinion on Javier Fortuna, but I look at him, he's extremely unorthodox, but he also has the ability to fight on the inside. Like, he's a tough guy. And I already have a feeling that some guys are going to look at Javier Fortuna like, oh yeah, Devin Haney should walk through him. But considering the fact that Javier Fortuna, he's a grown-ass man. He's a 30-year-old pro that's been in the game for the last decade. 10 years ago, just put this in perspective, Devin Haney was like in the 5th grade when Javier Fortuna was making his pro debut. And with that being said, Javier Fortuna is not old by boxing standards whatsoever. He's 30 years old. He has a 60% knockout ratio, or knockout percentage. The guy's a gamed opponent for Devin Haney. And to me, I feel like this would be Devin Haney's biggest fight, and this would be a great step up. So the last thing I want anyone to do is to downplay Javier Fortuna, because the first thing is, like, if you're a pro Devin Haney in any way, the first thing that's going to do is just take away from Devin Haney's accomplishments. This is a great opponent for Devin Haney, and this is a great opportunity for Devin Haney to potentially segue into the 140-pound division later on in his career. Even though Javier Fortuna has had like some losses, some people thought that the loss against Robert Easter was a controversial loss. It was a controversial decision, and some people thought Fortuna took that fight. Now the fight with Granados is a whole another story. I don't know if it was a freak accident. I don't know if Fortuna noticed that he was gonna take an L, but at the same time he was in there with a game Adrian Granados, the same Granados that went the distance with Sean Porter. But hey, I'm waiting to see how things play out. I wondered if will this be a situation where it goes to a purse bid and Devin Haney has to fight off DAZN. Like, we remember plenty of times in the past where DAZN has lost a number of purse bids back to back. So I'm interested to see how a lot of this shit plays out. It's funny that I also think about the purse bid and DAZN losing purse bids in the past, because yesterday on Trill Boxing Talk, 78 Sports TV, shout out to Black Fight Fans, shout out to 78, and shout out to Devin Haney's dad, Bill Haney. The question was presented to Bill Haney: does Devin have the flexibility to fight on another network if the opportunity presents itself? Well, with the article stating that this purse bid is going to take place December 13th, this may be a situation, considering DAZN's history of losing purse bids, this may be a situation where Devin Haney doesn't fight on his own, and I'm very interested to see how all of that plays out. But overall, this would be a great fight for Devin Haney. Javier Fortuna, he's a game opponent, very crafty, very experienced. Devin Haney does have the advantages when it comes to size and stature. So we'll see how it all plays out. It's just that 20-year-old and that 30-year-old gap, that 10-year age gap. It's a big deal for me, especially considering Javier Fortuna is at the peak of his grown man strength. And we know Javier Fortuna has dog. I've seen Javier Fortuna in there going head-to-head with Robert Easter. And I just find it funny because this is the same Robert Easter that tried to downplay Devin Haney about a year or so ago. So we'll see how things play out, guys. It's Nino Brown Boxing. Shout out to the LWBC, and I'm out.